Well, hello and good morning. It's a wonderful morning and we're ready to go. Are you ready to go? I hope you're awake because we've got big news. Like, for instance, when you wake up in the morning, I'm sure you use the restroom. Everyone does that, right? Not everybody, not those in space.
Oh, hey, let's get started. I'm not going to waste any time. Hey, Brian.
You did it to me again. I almost pressed the button when you brought me in.
Man.
It's okay. It's all right. It's morning. So,
how are you doing this week?
Let's see. It's Thursday morning. Yeah, things are good. It's been a busy week. It's like a lot going on. I haven't been around lately. I've been around on some of these shows, so I've been busy. I'm teaching now at a major university, which will not be named at the current moment, but it's taking up a lot of my time. A lot of my time. I'm only teaching one class, Mike. What's that about? And you were teaching this week too, right? At a major university.
As a less major, but still a major university. Yeah, private university.
Mm-hmm.
I won't mention the name of yours because that would make an ass out of you and me. All right. I swore on national television.
Yeah. It's national. So anyways, but you taught too. That's interesting. This is these weird side jobs that they apparently the universities hire comedians now to teach curriculum to legitimate
and I don't neither one of us were teaching comedy related stuff.
No, not at all. Not even close. Yours more so than mine.
Yeah.
I at least I do one of these every once in a while.
You at least were in the world of show business, sort of teaching.
Right. Yeah.
Mine not so much. Yeah. But anyway.
Anywho, with that aside, here we are back on the morning laugh, and the other boys are where?
Josh is on the road, heading back from Kansas, I think, and Chris is in the bathroom.
He's in the bathroom. That's right. So hopefully Chris will be back next week. Perhaps, don't know. I feel like the morning tease that I just did was teased a story. I think we should get to the story because I don't want people thinking like, what in the world was that about, Brian? That people can't go to the bathroom in space?
So what I saw about that was NASA astronaut Megan MacArthur called the situation suboptimal. That is such a, since when do politicians go to space? Because that's a very politician-y thing to say. She means crappy. The situation was crappy.
Yeah.
But she said suboptimal because the toilet is broken on the SpaceX capsule.
She doesn't want to get punny. That's her problem. She doesn't want to be that astronaut. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
People are like, she's spaced out. There's some more puns. There's some more space puns for you.
So that was on the SpaceX thing, Elon Musk's venture.
Now, Mike, you don't watch Big Bang Theory.
I don't.
You don't. But there was a side plot where one of the boys was making a new toilet for the space station.
Oh, really?
To be used in space. Yeah. So surprised that this story could very, very, very much go with the Big Bang Theory, which is a pun in itself about going to the bathroom in space.
Maybe that's how the toilet got broken.
It's the Big Bang Theory. Anyway, I just thought that was it's the Wolowitz. I forgot what they called it, the Wolowitz 2000 or something.
So I'm curious. Their thing. I didn't read the whole article, but what is something I would do? Never. Anyway, the headline makes it sounds like the summary of this makes it sound like the toilet broke, so they're going to come back wearing diapers. Which, okay, I get you got to do what you got to do, and that's how it's going to work. Did they have diapers, or did they fabricate these out of old clothing, or how did that work? Because why would you bring a bunch of diapers up with you?
I would assume that they've got the diapers situation pretty well in hand, only because I mean, you're jiggling that
I don't
handle in
want diapers
space.
in hand. What?
You're jiggling that handle in space, and it's not working. You're like, how long before the plumber gets here? I don't know. 6
Can't you
months.
just go to like Ace Hardware and get a new plunger thing?
There was that crazy woman space astronaut who went and
That wore diapers
that wore diapers to go driving. So
across the country. Yeah.
yeah. So
She
like
drove,
I said,
she drove across the country so she didn't have to stop. Although good for her that if anybody ever searches for astronaut in diapers, they may get this story instead now.
yeah. So
Instead
she's
of
like,
hers.
phew, it's not going to be all about me again. So this way I saw, because this was something you'll only learn if you're watching like a kid's show on Saturday mornings, the ones with the E and the I in the corner, so it's educational. But there was one on like space toilets, which they're not like toilets. Obviously, you can't just sit down on a bowl in space.
Gravity doesn't do its job there.
Yeah. So it's really a system of vacuums. That's really all I want to say about it. But the one guy said
it's like an inverted bidet.
Yeah. But the guy said he was an astronaut whose specialty was dealing with all the space poop. He said, yeah, this stuff it's got to go out only. We want no risk of anything else happening, of it maybe going back in. So it's a very powerful,
right.
Because again, gravity's not helping you go.
Well, and it was designed by Elon Musk's team. So I can only guess it has a touch screen.
It's got, right, but it has ludicrous speed.
Yeah, that's right.
Woo! So
it'll take the food as you're eating it.
He's a huge fan of Spaceballs. That's why he put that on there.
I was gonna ask you, Brian. You made a note in for the show notes today, and it says not all Spider-Man were asked to be a new movie.
Yeah.
So not all Spider-Men.
Yeah, maybe
is that what you meant? Like
it's Spider-Man
movie. So normally, do they have all of the past Spider-Man guys in it?
This particular one coming up will involve a theme that you're going to hate. So it's the multiverse, which is very similar to your time travel hatred. So
it's the
I got ahead of myself and coughed on it. So the rumor is, which I'm pretty sure, I don't know why it was a stated thing that this was cast, and then it was like, oh no, let's hide it. But the other Spider-Man from the other movies, Tobey Maguire and the other one, Andrew Garfield, they are signed on. They're going to appear as their Spider-Man guys, their Peter Parker versions in this
alternate universes. So what they're saying now is we didn't change actors. It was an alternate universe.
Yeah. So it's all legit. So this Spider-Man 3 is.
I want to know what Darren from Bewitched has to say about this.
Probably Sam. But so technically, right? It's Spider-Man 9, 8.
Wow.
Because the other one. So, anyways, but what the story that I'm saying is that Nicholas Hammond, who played Spider-Man back in the 1978 CBS TV series, and you might remember Nicholas Hammond.
I don't.
Mike, he was in Sound of Music.
What role did he play?
He was the oldest boy.
Oh yeah,
I'm not sure if that's Friedrich or not. I don't think it's Friedrich.
Friedrich was the younger one, I think.
Yeah, Friedrich was. I'm Friedrich. I'm precocious.
Oh yeah,
now remove him.
Yeah.
Anyways, Nicholas Hammond said that he was not approached to be in the
did
movie.
play Friedrich, by the way. That was the oldest
Friedrich?
boy.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
So Nicholas Hammond was not approached to be in this Spider-Man movie. And he said, although he feels a little hurt, he understands why he wasn't asked, but he would in a heartbeat try to show up in it, which I thought it'd be cool even if there's a picture of Nicholas Hammond somewhere in there.
They should totally do that. Why would they not do that?
And if you're like me and you're old and you grew up with that Spider-Man, you know it was awful. But for whatever reason, it's a gem. It's their first attempt. You know, it was fun for what it was.
I want to see when they do that with Batman.
The guy who played Larry Tate played J. Jonah Jameson for one season on that show.
On what show?
Maybe not even on the Spider-Man.
Oh,
on
really?
CBS. Yeah, because he looked like him. You know. By the way, is J. Jonah Jameson the only character to have a Hitler mustache outside of Hitler and Michael
No.
Jordan and Chaplin?
Chaplin. I was going to say Chaplin had one.
It's crazy. The more I
Michael
started
Jordan.
listing it, I'm like, that's a lot of Hitler mustaches. That's a lot of Hitler mustaches. So, anyways, poor Nicholas Hammond not getting the nod, but neither was Asian Spider-Man either. So
Asian Spider-Man?
Asian Spider-Man has a gun and everything. You should look it up. Look up Japanese Spider-Man, and you will be entered into a world of the most bizarre, Michael.
Is this a D or is this a Marvel comic thing, or is it just their own spin on?
No, it's a Marvel comic thing. They've always had multiverse, but now it's all. Of course,
I don't know. We've talked about this before, but when in a movie, when you introduce time travel late into it, or this kind of thing, it just makes me feel like, well, nothing I'm watching has any consequence.
Right.
Then the next take on it will be, oh, everybody's back alive that died, or nothing you're watching matters.
The big thing used to be is like there was a parallel universe, and that was it. Like Star Trek did one episode, that was it. We were all fascinated, like, oh, that was cool. And then, but now, it's like all these multi universe. You ever see the movie The One with Jet Li?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was an interesting concept for a movie. One guy trying to take out the rest of the guys in his universe to be the powerful. But, I mean, I don't know. I think the multiverse stuff, I think it's going to be fun. If just as a reminder, Mike, movies are made for entertainment value only and are meant to be fun.
Which they've taken away.
Yes.
All right.
When you start thinking too much of the science of it. So, anyways, and I'm not giving out any spoilers on the Spider-Man thing. Come on, people. You're not fooling us. When you say you signed Tobey Maguire, you signed Tobey Maguire to the Spider-Man movie and the rest of them.
So there is a Spanish novelist named Carmen Mola, and she won the largest literary prize in Spain. I'm trying to look up. I just read somewhere what it was called. I can't remember. But anyway,
assuming Spain has a lot of these type of contests,
right?
They could be the largest.
Every country, Spain's one of them that has their own literary thing.
Uh-huh.
In America, of course, they call it the Harry Potter Awards. Anyway, in Spain, they have something. I don't know what it's called. And she won, but she's been very successful. Has written several books, and it's been huge. Well, when they showed up to retrieve her award, it's not a woman. It's 3 guys. They made the name up, and they all contributed to the books.
Wow.
Which makes me think, that's funny. It's like Remington Steele, but backwards. They knew that they said that they knew it was more marketable as if it was a woman doing it than a man. And, so interesting, huh?
That's very interesting. Good for them.
Yeah. Just thought it was odd. Is the odd thing. They just show up. Yeah, we're her. What?
What are the stories about?
I don't know. I think
I mean, if these are like
I think they're mostly about scratching yourself and farting.
There were so many clues nobody saw.
I'm going to look it up. Carmen Mola books.
That's funny.
Here we go. It is La Novia Gitana, La Nina, La Red Purpura. So there you go.
So those are weather. Those are weather systems, right?
They're all out of stock.
Oh, we can't even read them to find out what it's about. And if we did, they'd be in Spanish anyways.
Wonder. Huh. Well, the first one is La Novela Policial MS Revosule de la Lectura MS de 100,000 something. Anyway, it's not in English. I wonder if I can translate it here. Translate to English. Let's see what it says now. The most exciting crime novel in Spanish literature, more than 100,000 copies sold, and the powerful, original, and addictive, a new voice with incredible potential, reminiscent of Dolores Redondo, Pierre Lemaitre, and Luisa de Andrea, Sander Knoll, editor of the Gypsy Bride in Holland Little, is killed in Madrid. He tells a young so it's like a mystery murder thing.
Huh.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Interesting.
And she's got 3 of them.
She's got 3 of them. She being one.
She being made up. She has 3 guys writing them for her.
I like the 3 speak in unison. We are her. She is us.
I can't believe that she's had these bestsellers out and nobody's interviewed her or ever encountered this, because she doesn't exist. And it's not until they show up for an award that it's revealed. Oh,
yeah. As soon as the money shows up.
Yeah.
When the truth is exposed.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy to me, man.
Probably I'm sure the publishing company at first was like, well, don't worry, guys, we'll keep it under wraps, and then bam, hey, there's some money. Okay, we'll be there.
Yeah,
because the publishing company doesn't pay us anything. Were they self-published? Maybe. Who knows? That's interesting. So Friday, Mike, is November 12th. Are you aware of that?
Yes, because I accidentally thought it was November 13th.
Rocky IV, the director's cut, is being released in theaters, and then Saturday it'll be available streaming everywhere. There's an additional 45 minutes of story that we did not hear when it originally came out. You excited, Mike, or are you not excited?
Well, we've talked about this a little. 45 minutes is an awful lot.
It's a lot.
I mean, I feel like the Rocky story is pretty well told, and all that, but I just feel like 45 minutes is too much more of it.
I think there's a lot of montages of him thinking, like
more workout.
Rocky, you gonna fight him? Hold on a second.
I'm hoping there's more Adrian.
I think there's a lot more drama though about Adrian and his relationship, and that pursuing going to do the fight. All the pluses and minuses of like why he needs to do it, why he shouldn't do it.
Right.
But my problem with Rocky IV has always been, and back me up, everyone, if you're on the same thing. No, my biggest gripe about it is I'm a huge Rocky fan. I love all the Rocky films. Yeah. Even 5 to some degree. I will like parts of it. But he goes to Russia. He's doing his workout, and then boom, Adrian shows up, and they get their little confrontation as normal. And then she says, "Win, Rock, win," like she always does, right?
Right. Yeah.
But instead of and a massive montage, we get, rising up at the right? Yeah. We get the whole Hearts on Fire montage, which is great. But I remember the theater going, "Oh,
yeah, that's a disappointment." Yeah.
So I don't know, because I know in some of the trailers for this one, there are kind of the music's been replaced. There's a new version of there's a new orchestrated version in the background of Eye of the Tiger and some of this other stuff going on. So at the end of that montage, though, like the one I was complaining about, they do the gonna fly now at the very end when he's at the top of the mountain before that's all they give us. Drago! And then there's an avalanche, and they put that scene's back in where it destroys this town of people, and Rocky digs them out. But it's a side story.
I feel like that's a different story entirely. I wanted to see the one where Rocky and Rambo meet.
Mm-hmm. But I think they'd be like, "I respect you. I respect you. Would you like to get some pasta? Sure. Nom, 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 nom. Well, nice meeting you."
Hey, that young girl in the first Rocky movie that flips him the bird and all that, she's in the later movie, right?
She's in Rocky Balboa. Not the same actress, but it is the same character. She returns.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the same actress. I thought that was cool.
Nope. No. Oh. I wonder that little girl from the first movie. Who knows what happened to her? I think those are real people from Philadelphia, Mike.
She had a potty mouth on her. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's kind of cool, though. Stallone did this during the pandemic. He said he'd always been wanting to do it. They took out the robot, that Paulie gets for his birthday. They took that out because that was one of Stallone's biggest regrets outside of
They took what out?
Rocky gives Paulie a robot at the beginning of the movie.
Ridiculous. Wait, that took up quite a bit of time. If they took that out and they added 45 minutes,
well,
it won't be so long.
I actually just watched Rocky 4 again just to kind of be ready because that's the kind of guy I am. It's pretty easy to cut around. I was looking at it going, yeah, you can. Yeah. They're going to crop in the picture, so it's just headshots minus the robot. Like, what's next to him? Just noise.
Jodie Letizia is the woman's name that played the little girl.
Oh, and where's she now?
She on her IMDb. She is a Saturday Night Live sketch principal. I don't know what that means.
Really? I mean, she was once on SNL for a sketch. Doesn't mean she was a cast member, but
yeah,
she was in the background.
It says she started out life as a native Philadelphian and later became a native New Yorker with a unique combination of body humor, being BAWDY.
Oh, body humor,
and beautiful singing voice. This comedian has played to packed houses and rave reviews in her shows Love is a Four-Letter Word, A Big Girl's Blouse, and a couple others I won't mention.
Because they're body?
They're a little body.
You don't hear that term anymore, body.
No. You hear gaudy every once in a while, but not body.
Gaudy, but not body. So her body of work is very body?
That's right.
That sounds naughty. Interesting. So, well, we got... Maybe there's 45 minutes of conversation with her in Rocky 4 that we didn't see.
Yeah, really.
Like her yelling at Dolph Lundgren's character. It's like, hey, will you settle down? You know? Yeah, and another thing, you Russian. So, oh, well. Sure, Stallone's excited to revisit all that footage of Bridget Nielsen. Thinking like, what was I thinking? You know?
She scared me. I remember when that movie came out, she was very attractive, but in a scary way. And I just thought she scared me.
Well, then when they get married and then they're on the red carpet at certain events, her and Stallone, the height thing was just so ridiculous. Stallone looked like her pet.
Yeah.
It was just strange, man.
Yeah.
There's pictures of them in like People magazine and stuff. And it was just like, it looked like he was climbing up on top of her to kiss her and stuff. It was just weird. It was just weird. Not since Susan Anton and Dudley Moore have we seen such a sight.
You haven't watched Ted Lasso, have you?
Just the one episode that you showed me at your house because
oh yeah, that's right.
We're not an Apple family, Mike, except my daughter, and she's holding out on us. So
there is the actress that plays the owner of the team reminds me of that same actress from Rocky.
Brigitte Nielsen.
Yeah,
a little bit. She's very tall and statuesque.
Yeah, and very
stern.
Yeah.
Stern, the emotion, not the
back of a boat.
Not the DJ. Sorry. Either one. Some people are thinking, you mean Daniel Stern from Home Alone? No. Stern means so many things to so many people, Mike.
Oh my gosh.
My father was stern with me because he'd be like, well, I would love to. Very strange.
So I ran across this little story here. New Zealand City is taking its official wizard off the payroll after 2 decades. That's right. A New Zealand city, City of Christchurch, had a wizard on its payroll. There he is.
Okay.
I don't know if that's actually him, but that was the picture in the copy.
That's a wizard.
And so they had this guy as their own special wizard guy.
Okay.
And he's now off the payroll.
Okay, so I'm following you on this. I'm with you on this, Mike. But is that an appointed position, or are you voted in for that?
Is it voted? I don't know. His name is Ian Brackenbury Channel, known as the Wizard of New Zealand. Even in his official documents and his passport, it said that.
Huh.
The Wizard of New Zealand. He's been on the Christchurch City Council's payroll since 1998. Wow. He had a good ride there.
My name is Creston Farkle. I'm running for the position of wizard. Are you tired of the same old spells?
I want you to guess what his annual pay was.
Well, let's see. Good thing I know the conversion rate with the currency. I'm gonna go with. Gosh, I don't know, man. What do you pay a wizard? Three frogs head.
What?
3 frogs heads. Hair of a wisp.
Eye of a newt.
I mean, what's the going rate?
Well, the answer is $16,000 New Zealand money annually, which equates to about $11,000 US.
That seems about right.
Yeah. The mayor gets $5,000 US.
Yeah, I wouldn't pay more than 14 though.
Well, I mean, he'd have to prove some stuff, you know. The council met with the wizard. Then walked down a long corridor with fire on the sides.
All right, everybody, sit down.
And sent him a letter.
Draft a letter.
Dear Wizard, thanking for his services to Christchurch over the past decades and informing him that we are bringing formal contractual arrangement to a close. So the final payment will be made in December.
That gives him time
to find a new job.
Your help with the local infestation with locusts back 10 years ago was none forgotten. We also like to thank you for purging the frogs from the public pool.
I think at this point we no longer have any evil fairies running around, so we're fine. We don't need you anymore.
The hot winds coming from that volcano have been banished. And again, I don't want to sound like we're not thankful. We really are.
Let me read you some more.
We just gotta let you go.
The decision was a difficult one, according to McClelland. She explained that Christchurch promotional landscape is changing to increasingly reflect our diverse communities and showcase a vibrant blah 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 blah.
We got a warlock
decision.
We got a warlock that'll do it for half the price.
That may not have been the only reason, citing controversial comments channel made back in April.
Oh no!
Which one was abracadabra? No, he said, "I love women. I forgive them all of the time. I've never struck one yet. Never strike a woman because they bruise too easily is the first thing, and they'll tell the neighbors and friends, and then you're in big trouble."
Be gone with you, witch.
I wonder if he has to turn in his wand or his hat or anything.
Well, it's not an action movie. I want your wand and your badge.
Oh my gosh.
You're out of control, wizard.
That's the craziest story.
Wow.
I want him to conjure something up.
So what other places have wizards on the payroll that we don't know about? You know,
is the only city in the world to have had its own official wizard. They've had an official wizard since 1982. He just started in 1998, but they had one for 15 years before that.
So that other guy, whoever it was, wizards are only men, right, Mike? I just want to make sure. I don't want to offend anybody by saying my assumption was
a woman is that's not a witch, right? Because that's a witch or warlock.
Yeah, there's witch or warlock.
I don't know what a female wizard is.
Wizard or
wizardess.
Was that? What? I don't know.
Oh, I just looked at female wizards. Here's how to refer to them. English is inconsistent. Da, 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 da.
Hey.
Oh, wizard is the answer.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I stand corrected then. Whoever he or she might have been as the first wizard, I don't know why they were ousted. I don't know what made the next wizard, because they live a long time too, don't they, Mike?
Thousands of years, I believe.
That's what I thought. So for you to give it up, there's probably some kind of controversy.
Yeah.
So 88 was the first one, and he took over 92.
I want to see what the interview process was like. How they hired this guy.
So take a seat. So have you been wizarding long?
What's up your sleeve? Your gigantic sleeve.
So let's say there was a potato famine. How would you correct that?
Oh man.
Do you have any references?
They're fun.
Yeah. There's a woman who lived in a gigantic pumpkin. I helped her out.
Just so you know, he has a website. And it's he's got a podcast.
Oh, of course.
Everybody has a podcast these days.
Even the wizards.
He's written a couple books.
Okay. He's going to have to fall back on all that money now.
He's got some videos. Yeah, I will. Did you hear that?
I did. Are you
Was
a
that
wizard?
you?
No, are you a wizard? It wasn't me.
Wasn't me. All right, let me see if I can get this posted in the in here.
Oh man,
It's
it's tough, man. There's jobs available, but nobody wants to take them, and the jobs that are available are getting just you're just getting rid of the job of wizard.
Yeah. I mean, where's he going to find another job like that? So here's the website for anybody listening. I'm going to say it twice so you can get it. It's wizard.gen, GEN.NZ/videos. Oh, I guess it's not /videos. That's the website I was on. So it's wizard.gen.nz.
I like it.
Yep. There you go.
And let's not be jerks here, Mike. If you know of an opening for a wizard somewhere and you want to help this guy out, by all means, help him
reach
out.
out to him.
Drop him a line.
Yeah.
You know?
And we're not talking about like those like those cosplay reenactment things or whatever.
No.
This is a real wizard.
This is legit.
This is a legit wizard. It's even on his passport. So
but do you think, Mike, they were like, we're going to have to let you go. We've got a warlock and an elf working for half the price. And it's just, to be honest, we're okay.
Yeah, probably.
And they also have long lifespans. So, and these are young. They're only like 100 years both. So, it's not you, it's us.
And you can keep parking your flying horse in the same spot for a couple weeks, but then we're going to need that back.
We're going to need it. We're going to need it. Oh, and that stapler that you keep using.
I don't know. Clip us, staple us.
It's a floating stapler that's just next to him all the time.
Just follows him around.
I'm old fashioned. I like paper,
dude.
Okay, that's one of the craziest things. Well,
yeah, it's a real story. New Zealand, go figure.
Hmm.
You know, when I was in the military, and what did I say? 1980 or 19? No, they had one. What did I say? 1982 or something?
I thought you said 88.
Oh, 88. Okay. I was out of the military by then, but when I was in the Navy, New Zealand was the only place we couldn't go for a port call because their policy was no ships that were nuclear capable could come in. You didn't have to have a nuclear weapon on, but if you were capable of carrying nuclear weapons, which I always thought was bizarre because a Volkswagen Bug can carry a nuclear weapon. Anything can. So I guess, I don't know. But since in the U.S. the policy was you could never confirm or deny that you had nuclear weapons on any vessels, they wouldn't allow us there.
That's why they had the wizard.
I'm sure we could have pushed the issue and went anyway, but we were on.
I'm sure the wizard could detect it, Mike.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Something in the ship I see is not the normal. Could it be? So I will tell you what it is. That vessel shall not dock. Sorry, that's all I had. I had no rhyme at the end. That's right. What? I'm fired? That's a little harsh. I was hired for a wizardness, not my rhyming. I'm not
a
a
wizard,
witch.
not a poet.
I'm not a witch. Okay. Just trying to make it fun for
Oh
everyone.
my gosh. In further news,
Oh, there's more.
there was a let's see, I want to get this right. Somebody ordered some pizza. No. An artist named Jen's something. I'm sorry, I should have been better prepared to pull this up earlier. Anyway, Jens Hanning was paid $84,000 for some artwork. He spent some time on it and finally gave them the artwork, which was a giant blank canvas entitled "Take the Money and Run." That's what he entitled it, and they paid him $84,000 for it. It provoked laughter and questions. I'm guessing not everybody was thrilled about that.
I love the fact that how big was this thing?
I'm looking at the picture. It's big. It's like, I don't know, 4 feet by 8 feet or something. I don't know.
Okay. So there's some expense in buying that at first. So
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And not 84,000. I mean, Home Depot, you can get that.
sure.
For probably. I bet that size of canvas you can't get at Hobby Lobby. You gotta.
Hold on, Mike. How much are the prints though? If I wanted to buy one.
Oh, you can get those for a song.
Huh.
The original though.
Huh.
I like they show. I gotta find this picture. They have show people standing around looking at it, like contemplating, like,
What if they charge people to come look at it?
They should.
That's one way you make your money back.
It's at the Kunsten Museum of Modern Art in Denmark, Elberg, Denmark. Yeah, leave it to the Danes.
The old Danes are at it again.
I actually laughed as I saw it, said the CEO, Lasse Anderson, in an email to NPR.
Didn't we do a story on an invisible statue?
Yeah, it was something like that. There was there was a little square. They painted or taped off a square in the floor and said, "This is our invisible statue."
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Is this the same guy?
No, it's different. But that's funny you mentioned that. That's
some genius. That's what he's coming with. Some wizard.
some art wizard. You know what? I think he's going to be okay.
I think he's okay. He's doing all right.
He's going to land on his pointed, curled little feet just fine.
Look, guys. Just trying to make a living. I'm no Merlin.
He kind of ruined it for a lot of us.
I mean, have you seen the prices of an eye of a newt lately? It's outrageous. Half of them are out there on the ships. They won't let them in because they might have nuclear weapons. I could go on.
Oh man.
Yeah, you need anything stapled?
Clippus staples.
Together it's forever.
Oh my gosh. New Zealand is the one place I think that would happen. I can't think of any other country that would be willing to do that.
Now, New Zealand, though, they handled the pandemic very well, very efficiently. They just said, nobody come in, nobody go out.
Yeah.
And then
it was very effective. I'll say that. I don't know if it was.
And then suddenly
good.
It was done. Are they open up? Are they open to the public yet, Mike?
I don't know. They're pretty. I don't know if they are. I doubt it.
So the wizard's all like, so I stopped COVID, and then you're out.
Yeah. We don't need them anymore.
Oh, I don't like it. I don't like it, Mike. I'm going to boycott New Zealand just for that reason. That and Xena Warrior Princess. I'm done.
Well, speaking of New Zealand, are you familiar with Weta Studios or Weta Effects? I can't think.
No.
It's Peter Jackson's company. It's a special effects company.
Oh, okay. Anyway,
they were just bought by Unity, which is a game engine company that makes. They're behind. That's the engine that's used for a lot of video games out there.
Okay.
Unity and Unreal are the two big ones. Anyway, Unity is one of them, so it's a lot of special effects stuff. But they bought for something like what was they? I'm super prepared. Unity bought Weta for 1.6 billion. Yeah.
That'll buy you a lot of wizards, Mike.
So this company that makes basically the tools and a lot of the technology so that you can put together a video game,
Okay.
is so wealthy from that they could pay $1.6 billion for an effects company.
Wow.
That's crazy. So yeah, Weta was the visual effects place that did, all the Peter Jackson movies.
Yeah. It's funny is I was just watching King Kong, Peter Jackson's King Kong with
Yeah.
Jack Black yesterday. My son had never seen it, and it just happened to be on, and it was kind of midway through. And I said, "Have you ever seen this?" And he said, "No." We're watching it, and I thought, it was interesting when it came out.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Comparatively, it's a very long story, the way it's told. We're going to the island. We're at the island. We're getting out of the boat.
Yeah.
I remember as a kid, the original 1932, I think it was, or something, or 39. King Kong used to terrify me as a little boy with that stop frame animation. Kong, but I don't know if you've seen that in a while, Mike, but watch it.
I've not.
It really is a special effects marvel for its time. It's unreal.
The original King Kong, is that what you said? Or
Yeah, the original one.
Oh, like the old black and white one.
Yeah. I mean, even though it's all stop frame, the mixture of the two together was...
No, I agree. That was pretty cool.
It was very, very well done for the time period.
The one in the 80s or late 70s, I can't remember when that one.
Oh, you're talking about 1977 with Jessica Lange and
that one. That one was pretty cool to me when I watched it. I mean, it doesn't hold up now because it's that between the... You're right. That old stop motion, they did so much with that.
Yeah.
Then you can't compare it to the big robotic one that they did later, but that one was pretty cool too. Peter Jackson made a movie I watched a long time ago called Sheep. Have you ever seen this?
Sheep?
Yeah.
No.
Here's the flyer for it.
No.
It was made in 2006, I believe. Yeah.
2006.
And it is ridiculous. It takes place in New Zealand. It's about a flock of sheep that become zombie-like and they start eating everybody. It's really weird.
Huh.
Yeah.
Did you ever see Dead Alive?
No.
Okay, so Dead Alive was made in the late...
It's not Better Off Dead. Is that the same?
No.
Oh.
So mid to late 90s, Peter Jackson did this movie called Dead Alive. It is one of the goriest films you'll ever see. It is ridiculous. It's the only movie that almost made me throw up while I was watching it.
Really?
There is a scene with the old woman and some tapioca pudding that is the disgustingest thing. She's just falling apart and parts go in and then it's just disgusting. Anyways, that has some of the most goriest things you've ever seen in your entire life. It
really?
Is, it's crazy though. It's a crazy zombie film, but it's really fun.
That must be something that he's into then, because that sheep movie was pretty gory. I mean, it
seems like that's on the same vein.
Tearing people apart, like, yeah. It's like pretty bad.
And if you're not watching, Mike did that with his own voice. It's pretty good. Would you ever see Frighteners with Michael J. Fox?
Frighteners,
Michael J. Fox.
No.
Peter Jackson directed that, and that was a really nice, scary little fun movie.
But the poster looks pretty scary.
Yeah. Jake Busey is in it, son of Gary. Jake. He's in it. He's one of the terrifying people. I remember that movie. Michael J. Fox was playing that character is like this guy who has a near-death experience and can see dead people. And but he was living by himself as kind of a hermit. And I remember he was being interviewed on the Today Show, and his hair was really like kind of just messed up and stuff. And they said, "What's up with your hair?" And he goes, "Oh, I play this character who's kind of a hermit who cuts his own hair." By today's standards, the haircut he had then would be totally cool. Everyone would go like, "Oh yeah, that's what I want." Yeah, it's like when Tom Hanks gained weight for League of Their Own, but now we don't even notice it.
Yeah,
like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, like remember when Dan Aykroyd gained all that weight for Dragnet? Not a good idea. Never took it off. You know, and I gained all this weight for a movie that never happened.
Never go full chubby.
Never go full.
You never recover from that. Well, It's good to see you again.
Mike, it's been a while.
It has been. We have a couple things going on we could tell people about. For one, if you're in Arizona, there's a comedy club on the west side called Stir Crazy Comedy Club. It's a great club if you ever want to go out and catch a show out there. It's fantastic, and it is near the Cardinal Stadium. Just look up Stir Crazy Comedy, and you'll find it. And you can find Brian and I hanging out there quite a bit. So
Quite a bit.
Also, there's another new club on the east side of the valley in Mesa called the Downtown Underground in Mesa. You could look that up too. It's brand new. We just kind of started doing that, but that's another one you could find us hanging around occasionally. So,
yeah, Mike and I actually have a show this week, which is already sold out. So you can't
tough luck.
come. You can't come, but I will be in Tucson Saturday, opening for Ryan Hamilton. You know who Ryan Hamilton is? That's big for me.
Ryan Hamilton, yeah, he was in Love at First Bite. My Hamilton's mixed up.
You might. Yeah, this one's the opposite. He's very pale in comparison.
Oh, okay.
So no, Ryan Hamilton. He's got a special out on Netflix. You might want to catch, which is very funny.
They had a whole Broadway show about him, didn't they, Hamilton?
About Ryan Hamilton? Yeah. It's just Ryan Hamilton.
Yeah. Pretty impressive.
It's all about him growing up in Idaho. I was just looking at my calendar real quick here, kids. You know what? Mike and I are going to be out at Lighthouse Fellowship. We're going to be there with Bob Smiley.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's on the 20th, right?
The 20th. And then the following week, I'm going to be at Downtown Underground, where Mike had just talked about, with Mark Cordes. And shortly after that, I'll be at Stir Crazy with Wayne Fetterman. You may not know the name, but you've seen him in 1,000 movies. That's for sure.
Yeah.
He's got a great podcast, Mike, on the history of comedy. Did you ever listen to it?
No.
Pretty fascinating. Yeah. It's got a lot
I don't have time for that kind of stuff, Brian, because I watched the first season of Survivor with my wife.
How that you mentioned that to me earlier. What made you decide to watch it?
I've never seen it, and usually our routine is we'll make dinner, and then we usually sit down and we'll watch some show while we eat dinner and kind of relax for the evening. And we like a lot of these, like Alone and some of these Survivor shows. Most of them are pretty stupid, but every once in a while we'll watch one. And I thought, we've never watched Survivor. Let's try that. So we watched the first episode. Thought, okay, this looks kind of interesting. It's quite ridiculous by today's standards in that they keep calling them survivors and all of this, and they're not. They're on vacation. But anyway, it was fun to watch. It was interesting to watch the personalities, and it's interesting because it was pre-reality TV as we know it now.
Yeah.
Now, if there's anybody on reality TV, their only reason for being there is to increase their social media. That's the only reason they're there.
Yeah.
And that's worth a mint to them to do it.
What
back then there wasn't any of that, so it was way different.
Mike, what'd you think of Rudy?
I liked him. I liked his bluntness, and I liked the fact. Hey, Rudy, are you gonna hang out with any of these people after? Nah.
No. It's like, what about you and your alliance with Richard? Well, I don't like what he does and stuff, but you got to do what you got to do to get there to the next level. Okay.
Yeah, I liked him. He was gruff, but great. I thought the right person won, to be honest with you. I think that guy that played the game.
Apparently he manipulated and made his way. Yeah, I agree. Good for him. The craziness about him was just that Richard Hatch was walking around naked. The craziness of just being Richard Hatch.
I think he was just trying to stir things up to try to. Honestly, he was such an observer of everybody, what they were doing and how they're doing it. I think he needed to every once in a while stir the pot to see, okay, how are people going to react? So I know how to deal with them. But yeah, he was interesting. Yeah, so I'm sure everybody knows this already, but he won $1 million in a car, and he did not pay taxes on any of it. And then he went to federal prison for several years.
Yep.
which is odd because you can get away with not paying tax by just saying, okay, I'm sorry, I owe you. Let's work this out. He had to have done some pretty
I'm sure there was more. Yeah.
steamy stuff to try to get out of it.
Then again, it's Richard Hatch. I'm sure he wouldn't mind walking around jail naked for a few years. So,
Yeah.
Gentlemen, good morning. Who's going to win this battle of Survivor?
They call him Hatch because of his easy access.
So it's funny. Stop. Richard Hatch, as you know, also, if you're listening and you're not really envisioning the show Survivor, you may be thinking about Richard Hatch, Apollo of Battlestar Galactica, which would be incorrect. The only reason I bring that up is around the same time when I used to have my radio show, when I was on the Hollywood Edge radio show back in the day, during when Survivor was still on, we had Rick Springfield on the show. And I was talking to Rick Springfield about being on.
I opened for Rick Springfield one time.
He's good. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
He'll give anybody a chance. And so I was talking to Rick Springfield about, he was on Battlestar Galactica, as you may remember, Mike. And I said, Battlestar Galactica. I said, you were the first person shot, what actually started, you were killed, and that started the war with the Cylons. And your brother was Richard Hatch, who later went on to win Survivor, which made Rick Springfield laugh. And anyways, we had a chuckle. And then we talked about him being on the Incredible Hulk. That was great. Anyway, so anytime I hear Richard Hatch, I think of those two things and Rick Springfield.
That makes sense.
That's me.
Makes sense.
That's my life.
Well,
all right, Mike. Well,
I hope you have a wonderful day today, Brian. I hope you go out and conquer the world.
It's going to be wonderful. I'm going to conquer the world, and then I'm going to settle in Friday and not go see Rocky IV. I'm trying. I don't think there's any tickets available.
Is it playing at like every normal theater?
No. Anybody related with the Fandango tickets, they're putting on this. Anyways, they pre-sold more tickets for that film than any film they've ever done. It's the biggest Fandango film they've ever done. Wow. So, I don't know. I haven't looked into it too much. I got to get on that. Nobody wants to go with me.
Wait a minute. Was Fandango the ones responsible for putting out Sound of Music? Because that was a big one too, I think, for them.
They did well back in the day, right? With Nicholas Hammond, who later went on to play Spiderman.
That's right.
I don't think we've come full circle, right?
Full circle. That's it.
Okay.
No, yeah, well, yeah, because we started with Stallone and then we ended with Stallone.
Right. So wow, 6 degrees of separation right there. And Kevin Bacon's related how?
And a wizard somehow fits in there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I think that's it.
All right, Mikey. Well, everyone have a good morning, like we said, and hope to see the guys back next week, right?
Yeah, hopefully. We just gotten as things kind of started to ramp up. We're all a little bit busier than we have been over the last couple of years, like everybody.
Yeah.
But
this pandemic being over has really ruined our schedules.
Yeah, really.
Man, we got things to do. Look at this. I need a haircut, Mike. I don't know what's going on up here anymore. That's how crazy it's gotten. That's what I'm doing tomorrow.
I notice the lighting in here makes my hair look kind of grayish, which is weird.
It's weird, right? And shorter. Your hair is like, you're kind of like old Kevin Sorbo, you know. People see you and I at a show and they're
Kevin Sorbo.
I didn't know you knew Kevin Sorbo. I'm like, no, that's Mike James. He looks different and different lighting. So, all right, Mike. We'll see you later.
All right. Adios.
All right. Good morning.